Blessings. Uh, Life is all about stories and fairy tales, and our walk with men and women we meet in life. And life begins as most people prefer to agree with. Life begins when people realize their purpose and start to walk in them. So mine began when I was 25 years old. But before that, I had a life. I had a life of yet discovering myself. I was all over, looking for breakthroughs, looking for reason, and looking for purpose. But in those moments of being lost, I still had a life. I still had a story. Most of it was being lost. I was lost into emotions. I was lost in misunderstandings and everything. So this part of stories, I want to celebrate someone special, someone who somehow I believe God had predestined for her to be part and parcel of my life until a certain time. So for those moments that she was faithful to be part of me, I want to be grateful for it. One thing God has taught me is to be grateful, to have a heart of gratitude, and to appreciate and honor men and women who took their time to allow God. And experiencing an act of obedience, something special and so personal. So I honor her because she honored God, and knowing me and taking me in speaks a lot about her. So this is someone who I had a past with in my ignorant times, in my lost times. I met her while she was young, in high school and everything. Before she joined high school, I believe. So just exposure and everything. She was a neighbor, and I liked her. I liked her height. I liked her eyes. She was a beauty. She's still alive though. Sorry to my yet to be wife. But as I said, our story, our life is very important, and I'm honoring her because I feel it's the right time to do it. It's the right time to do it and to bless her. So I didn't want to do it publicly like this, but as a storyteller and as a writer, I write things. I write about my life. I write about God's dreams and everything. So I take this time to write about her, to tell about her. So this lady, we had a past, and it was just rough, nothing serious, just young men trying to exercise their emotions and trying to get to understand each other. So maybe she did not have the me she thought she had in the past because of some decisions that I took. I don't know what led her to just push me away in the past, because he had a chemistry, and We used to flow in a good way. She was someone special, even in my lost times. She's a good. She takes cares of those she loves. That's one thing special about her. So after salvation, as I begin my story, after salvation, I believe the best thing that has ever happened to me, leave alone the calling, that is personal. That is just me and God. But from outside me, from beyond me, this is the blessing that came into my life. And looking back, I just realized that God had ordained for her to walk in my life in such a special way. She's someone who understood me, loved me, and cared for me. So after salvation, we had a talk for a couple of times, just friendly. She got understood that I was born again. I believed in God, believed in salvation. She saw me growing, being loud about salvation, unlike before. I was all secular. So this time around, she meets a new guy, a new person, and a very serious man who desired God. God allowed her to walk with me in that friendship zone. And a few years later, after I insisted, because I prayed about it, and I asked God for direction concerning marriage, because I believed in courtship, I believed in growth in a relationship, because you can't marry a stranger. You have to know someone, you have to grow with someone. So God put in my heart to walk with her. I told her that I went into prayer with these 3 items, and the item that remained was you, the middle one. So as a human being, the time we met, she was not the same space as I was, because I had decided wholeheartedly to do it for God. And before my salvation, in my lost times, I believed she witnessed me being, given that prophetic words and everything. So she understood that this guy had a calling somehow. She wouldn't testify to me about those days. All the same, so it had to take a time for her to come on board. All I prayed was the encounter that I had, that she could receive it, because my conviction was born out of that personal encounter. So always I'll pray to God that He gets our heart. And as God allowed us, we shared the word, we grew together. One thing special about her is she played a big role. In the Bible, there was Paul and Barnabas, and there was Christ and the disciples. Okay? So she was everything a helper could be to me. I lack words to describe her role, because emotionally she was there, physically, in character building. She had weaknesses, she had her flaws. She's someone who has a strong will. And she loves. When she loves wholeheartedly. And whatever she loves, she will die for it. So we walked for a couple of years. The reason I'm sharing this is just for us to feel appreciated, because now we are not together. And second, to put this testimony down, that God can bring people together for His good work. Okay? And number 3, for you to learn something. Because our testimonies somehow helps your door to be opened. It opens your eyes, it opens your heart to understanding, and it will push that door for you. So today God chose her. I believe I had it in my mind to do it, but I did not have specific time to do it. So it came into my heart for me to share this. So wherever she is, I just want her to feel that she's appreciated and God honored her. God chose her. I used to tell her that someday I will testify about you for men. And I will tell them that when they see Wako walking on his both feet, one is because of God and the second is because of her. Because God uses men, God uses people, and she wholeheartedly agreed to every instruction for my growth and for the growth of the gift that God had entrusted unto me, the purpose. So if you see me shining, if you see me manifesting God, she had a role in the foundation, the laying of the stones. She's someone who stood by me when nobody else did. She's someone who took me in when everybody pushed me away. She was a friend, a dear one. Especially a moment where the local church that I used to serve saw me different and began to push me away. They had their own things, they had their own perception, and I could not bow. I was called to serve God and not to serve man. So I could not bow to their agendas and their plans. I was someone who had understood God to a certain degree, and I gave Him my all. So when that persecution and everything rained upon me, she nursed my wounds as I regained the strength to walk on my feet. So my growth, my part of growth for over 4 years, she was part of it. And she was like a pillar, my way up. So I celebrate her commitments, I celebrate her love, and I celebrate her understanding. About our separation, there's something else. It concerns the steps that a man takes concerning marriage, and somehow decisions were made. But if the decisions were supposed to be made looking into two things, love and purpose, I believe we'll be talking about something else. But because the decisions had to be made looking into things that were unnecessary, I'm here today testifying about a friend and a lover that I worked with for a certain period of time, because he's the first person that came into my life until a manifestation day came. Nobody knew about us, and all those who knew maybe are close, or my close friends, or my close people. I never told anyone until things happened. So for those who did not know her, or for those who have wrong perception about her, she's not what you think she is. She's a special human being before the eyes of God. My growth, my becoming, took her obedience. I know God would have given anyone else if she did not agree or did not flow with it. But because I gave myself to the service, and I prayed and I seeked, my surrender opened that door to the service. And when I presented the request, she took time. She took time with it before she said yes. So by the time I was celebrating our anniversary, like second or the third, she was in the first. You get my point? She was like, I began wholeheartedly working with you at this period. Meaning she was struggling with some things. She was struggling with some decisions, and it's normal. I respected her openness. So why am I sharing this? As I told you, God uses men. God uses people. God brings people into our life with intentions. And a big role was the growth of me, in my character as a man. Number two, in understanding even the church. We are told to love like Christ loved the church. So in our flaws, in our weaknesses, in my weaknesses, in my flaws, we spent time in understanding each other. We corrected each other with love. Most of the times we did not agree, maybe because of the of the will of God that's always sacrificial. So we will struggle together, but she kept her hand here. She held on strongly and firmly. So our separation happened because for growth to happen, for levels to be attained, there's some things we ought to do away with. And I made the decisions way long before, but she struggled to let go because loved ones were involved in everything. So all the same, I appreciate her for the time we had. And may this testimony be put down, and she forever be remembered in my life as the building blocks that God used. She silently, secretly served the work that I am today. And it's my prayer that God will visit her and reward her. And I pray that her heart will be opened to understanding. She may take the right decisions. She may make the right decisions in life and walk with Him. Because He loves her, He chose her. And whatever happened, happened because of decisions and choices. So we cannot blame people. As much as people were involved, she had a choice to make. Even on my side, people were involved. I could see those who did not want me to flourish there. But I stood the test of time because I was into this stuff wholeheartedly. So her partiality ended us. I am grateful for the time we had in silence until this stage happened. So she's a blessing. I called her blessing. She was my personal blessing and a pillar in my growth. So even anyone will come into my life, will have to understand that it's out of respect and to honor those people that nursed you, those people that brought you up, those people that helped you out. God uses men, but we don't love men, or we don't bow to men more than to God. He wants us to not worship the blessing more than the blesser. So God is the number one, and she was part of those that God used to build me up. So I celebrate her, and I celebrate her commitment, I celebrate her love, I celebrate her sacrifice, I celebrate every bit of commitment she made in my life. She's a blessing, and my prayer is that she harvests them at some point in life, because I'm still growing, I'm still becoming. I have a long way to go, and just wanted to put that like that. Never looking back. Let's go forward. Let's face life. Let's allow God. Those who dwell in the past will never walk into the future. So whenever you look into the past, make sure that you are driving out a lesson, you're driving out a point, you're learning something, or reminding yourself where you've come from. You should not be going back into your past to maybe try and do something. No. So when God gave orders for Lot, they were orders from God, because God honors His word. But what happened was a moment of disobedience from the wife, and looking back cost her her life. So only those who look forward made it out of what came their way. So don't look back. When God speaks into your life, when God allows you to make some steps, when you feel yourself that you have, when your decisions take you to levels, maintain it before another growth happens. But when you turn back, you will miss the blessing. So you're appreciated, you are loved. I used to call her Ma. I used to call her my all. She was at a certain time, and she was a blessing. I really thank God for her. She was my personal blessing. I'll forever respect her, forever love her, but not as I used to be. I'll pray for her. It's my prayer that she be part of something that God has predestined for her. Leave alone all those men that tried to bring me down or destroy me through her, through what we had. It is them that were new to us. It is them that were new to this thing that God had planted between us. So they came in to destroy it, but they could not. The only thing that they got was what belonged to them. The girl, and not the called girl, because the called girl had achieved the chapter that God allowed her to walk into. So they came in late. Sorry to say that they came in late, because growth had already happened, and what I missed was the ring and her. Aside maybe that. All the same, life happens because it is already written. There was the decisions ushers us into levels that God has predestined for us. So every decision you make, ensure that it comes from God. When you take decisions led by God, my friend, something else. So that was my secret. Always obeying God, always bowing to His voice, always listening. So you can learn something because I've learned something. It's a personal thing. Whoever will come after, man, I don't know how God would have built her, because this is a serious business. May the Lord bless her, may the Lord keep her, may the Lord bless you for listening, and may you learn something out of Workers chapter. I know I've not spoken things into details, but in my story of life, she has a chapter. God bless you. Shalom.